Stuart gives us a brief look at Nottinghamshire.
Hello there, we're still in the centre of England, in Nottinghamshire, and behind me you can see the beautiful chapel of St Mary the Virgin in a great big ancestral parkland called Clumber Park. Clumber Park used to be the ancestral home of the Dukes of Newcastle, over 3,800 acres of it, and it was built utilising some of the royal forests which I mentioned in a previous little film sequence. Famous obviously the royal forests in Sherwood for Robin Hood, and the Duke of Newcastle took off the king the licence to be able to have these 3,800 acres of land. He built a beautiful ancestral home here over 300 years ago, and employed a substantial amount of people working the land and working in the house. Unfortunately, back in the 1800s, they had a disastrous fire which destroyed quite a substantial amount of the actual house. And after the First World War, when men had been killed at war and labour was very difficult to come by to run the estate, it was decided in 1938 to actually demolish the building. So although you can see the beautiful chapel that's behind me, where this space is here would have been where the ancestral homes of the Dukes would have been. Apparently it was extremely impressive. Famous people like Oscar Wilde had been here, and during the Second World War they actually used the lands as a storage facility for the armaments and ammunition that was used, or some of it that was used during the Second World War. Now, in 1946, it was taken over by the National Trust, which is a British charity which looks after these historic buildings, and now it is open to the general public, so we can all enjoy the superb grounds which the Dukes of Newcastle left as a legacy to us. So as you can see, I can move round and there's quite a substantial amount there. There's a beautiful lake behind me, which again, it was that large that they actually had a miniature frigate, a miniature ship that was sailing up and down on it. Not obviously full size, but big enough for quite a few people to enjoy the scenery around. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed your little look at Nottinghamshire, and I'll see you again soon. So from Stuart in Steerage, it's goodbye for now.